So what do you think?
Yeah.
No.
Lauren, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Thanks for making time during this this crazy rain. How long has it been raining? Like for 2 weeks straight?
20 days. You swam over here, right?
Yeah, I swam. Yeah. We had the idea of like, we used to run before we did these podcasts, and it like helps rejuvenate the mind. It gets the blood flowing a little bit. So I was like, let's ride I'm dealing with a foot injury. So I was like, let's ride the bike.
And wanted to ride the bike, and it's raining, and my bike has rain. Like we just went out for like 5 minutes, and my bike is like, it's going to be corroded.
It's
probably corroded right now.
We were going to do 5 miles, but it wasn't raining when I got here, and then it started raining as we were getting ready. So then it was just a clusterfuck because it just rained on us the entire time. So a 5 mile bike ride turned into a 5 minute bike ride.
Oh my goodness.
And our heart didn't pump. Mine didn't, at least.
Yeah.
There's a lot of complaining from this one.
So what are you working on? What are you doing now? So schools, you're out on summer, right?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm working on my teaching certificate. I worked for several years in Parks and Rec, and I subbed the past year. So I'm looking to teach either elementary school or PE.
Wow.
And I have the summer off, so it's nice.
So you want to teach the younger kids?
Mm-hmm. I worked with junior high, and somehow I ended up working with junior high this past year, and it was horrible.
Why? You don't want to say.
Yeah.
You seem like you'd be a good PE teacher.
Yeah.
Is that going to be all sports? Is PE just everything? You have to learn everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
But you're going to enjoy the running part of it.
Oh, definitely.
Do you have family that's in education?
Yeah. My mom's a teacher. She teaches third grade. A couple of my cousins are teachers. They all teach elementary school, though.
Very nice. Do you want to stay here, like in Lake Jackson, Pearland area, or do you want to go teach somewhere else?
I'd like to stay in the area.
Yeah. So how do you balance teaching and your crazy running activity that you got going on?
I just get it. I don't really have a strict running schedule. I try to get 6 to 7 days of running, just whenever. A lot of my running is, I push my daughter in the stroller a lot, so that definitely helps with time management, and that's something that kind of calms her down too if she's in a bad mood.
She's happy about that?
Oh my goodness, she never cries in the stroller.
So she loves it. Is she like looking around, or is she on a phone, or what is she
She's
doing?
looking around.
Really?
You're known as the girl like around town. Even if people don't know you, they're like, "Yep, there's that girl that's running." When I first moved here, I lived in I lived like right there in downtown Lake Jackson, and I always saw you running. And I was driving with friends. I was like, God, that girl's always running. She's like, Yep, that girl just runs all the time.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, for the people who don't know you, you run all the time. You've went for the Olympics. You did Olympic trials. Mm-hmm. I feel like you really liked 5Ks, half marathons. You got into the marathons. Have you done any ultra running?
I haven't. I've thought about it, but if I were to do ultra, it would be a trail ultra.
Yeah.
Nothing on the road ultra.
What makes you like the trails better?
It's easier on the body. I noticed when I was training for marathons, it just tore my quads up. It would take like a week to recover from the roads. So I think the trail would be a little easier on the body, and you'd have some different terrain to balance everything out too.
Yeah. What's your favorite length race, would you say? Has it changed over time? Like, did you like something before and now not so much?
I kind of like them all. The marathon's a step below all the other ones. So.
Did you run in high school?
I did.
What distances or what meets did you run?
In cross country, we ran 2 miles. Sometimes we ran 5K, and then on the track, I usually ran the 1600, which is 4 laps, and the 3200, which is 8. And I also ran the 4x4, which is a relay.
Were you a freak of nature in high school? Like, did you stand out in high school like you do now?
Yeah, I thought I was pretty good in high school.
Yeah. Did you win state? Did you go to state and all that stuff?
My junior year, I won state. Wow. I went to state in my sophomore year, my junior year, and my senior year.
Did you only do track, or did you do any other sports?
I just did track and cross country. When I was younger, I did other sports. I think I still did tumbling in gymnastics my freshman year, but I kind of like I quit that. I decided I'd just focus on running because it's like, what am I going to do with this?
Tumbling, you could do backflips and stuff?
I can do them now on the trampoline. I can no longer do them on the ground, but when I was younger, I was good at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to that. I used to be able to do a backflip on the ground.
Really? I used to too. I haven't even attempted it.
With no hands?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. You could probably still do it.
I haven't even tried. I'm not kind of afraid.
Too much of a risk, man.
Yeah.
We got a trampoline. We can do that.
Ooh, fun.
Were your parents into running, or I guess what got you into running?
You know, I played other sports when I was younger, and I was always fast, and I never really ran out of energy. So whenever long distance running came, I decided to try it. My mom ran sprints whenever she was younger. My dad claims he ran them the mile. I don't believe him. I have a cousin that ran cross country, but no real major background. I guess I was in 8th grade. I ran sprints before that, but in 8th grade, I thought it would be fun to try the mile. So, I did it. I enjoyed it, and I kind of never looked back from there.
Have you had formal training or formal coaching, or are you just, from high school coaches?
I ran in high school. I ran in college, so I had coaching there. After I've just kind of done my own thing. Whenever you've done it for so long, you kind of have an idea of what works and what doesn't.
How do you deal with longevity? Like, do you get aches and pains or feet issues? How do you deal with all that?
I don't know. I've never had it before.
Really?
I did have a couple injuries. Whenever I was in college, I was carrying some stuff upstairs on one of our meets, and I did have a back injury. The chiropractor fixed that, though. It didn't last real long. And then I hurt my knee. I think that was in 2014. I was doing something stupid. And
so not running around.
I know.
It took a few weeks. It took like 3 to 6 weeks to heal, but it hadn't bothered me since. And I think that was the last injury I had. I've had a few things pop up, but it hadn't been more than a few days.
That's insane for the amount of running that you do. You do 6 days a week, 7 days a week, and you don't have any feet issues or anything. And it sounds like you don't really go after particular shoes. Like, it's like whatever shoes you like or particular equipment. It doesn't really matter to you, huh?
No, not really.
I don't think she cares about the data either. I remember you didn't wear a watch for the longest time, right?
Yeah, I recently, the past month, I started to. I kind of got curious. People from Grit kept inviting me to these like monthly running challenges. Yeah. So finally I accepted. I decided to look at the challenge to see where I stood because I had only tracked my intervals. I was like, oh, wow, I should really track my running and see kind of what my everyday pace is. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like, I didn't get all of last month, but I think I missed a week or two of last month. But it'd be interesting to see how much running I get in a month and to see kind of what my pace looks like on an average day and to kind of see what my pace looks like versus an easy run and then pushing a stroller to see kind of what the difference is.
What does your normal pace look like if you just go out for a simple, we'll call it an easy run day for you?
Usually around 640 to 650, I think.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
That's like hauling balls for me, man.
Yeah, that's out of breath, dying, want to quit for me.
How many miles is that?
Typically an easier run is about 6 miles.
Okay. You when I started following you on Facebook and Instagram, you would post on your long runs, you did like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't like track the mileage. And I'm like, how does that's a real runner because
yeah,
like I
likes it.
yeah, she's running just because she likes it. I think I'm still in the stage of I like to track everything.
Yeah.
To make me feel better because if I don't track it, it doesn't count kind of thing.
I've heard a lot of people say that too.
Yeah.
And I think I would prefer not to track it, but I kind of want to track it for a little while just to kind of see where I'm at. But I kind of also get too analytical on things, like to the point where it gets obsessive. So that's another reason why I don't track things like I should. I'm
getting that way too. I think we're going opposite. Well, I mean, you're starting to check all the data.
Yeah.
And I'm like happy if I kind of leave the watch at home because I get fixated on it and then I give myself expectations and I'm a lot slower now. So I don't want to see what it is, but Yeah, it kind of weighs you down a little bit.
Yeah,
You got to wait for the GPS to be there. You can't just go, yeah, I could see that.
I think you get more out of the workout by not thinking. We talked to Eric Leha and Francesca Martinez. They're like big in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And they're kind of the same mindset. They don't wear watches or they don't track crazy, like even their food or their diet. They don't track anything. They kind of just do it. They're the mindset of just, getting any kind of exercise in is beneficial.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Speaking of diet, what does your diet look like?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm not real strict on it. I try not to eat a lot of sugar and too much junk. And I feel like if I'm kind of staying away from too much junk, then I'm doing pretty good.
Well, how about a better question? If you were going to run a marathon like tomorrow or in a week, what would you prep at all, or what are you eating before race day? Like, are you conscious of that, or are you just pizza before a marathon?
Yeah, well, it's typically pizza and 1 to 2 glasses of wine the night before.
There's no way.
I'm not kidding.
Before a marathon?
Yeah, that's what I had before all my marathons.
Pizza and wine.
Mm-hmm.
And no water or nothing either?
And water too, of course.
Okay, of course.
That's crazy. So do you eat fried food? Like do you restrict at all, or you just kind of watch?
If I have a race, I don't eat a lot of fried food beforehand. I don't really restrict. I just try not to eat too much junk.
What does that mean? Too much junk? What does that mean? Like what's your sin food for you? Like that you tend to cave to a lot?
I don't really know.
Like ice cream, candy. Like what's your?
I get kind of bored. I'm not a big sweet. I don't have really a big sweet tooth either. So
More savory.
Yeah.
You're not gonna ask her what pizza she likes? Yes, everybody, even the people that don't.
Even the people that don't
care
like pizza.
about pizza.
What's your favorite pizza place?
My favorite pizza place. In Houston, I really like Frank's Pizza. I wish we had better pizza places down here. I guess if I were to say here, maybe Center Court.
Yeah. Have you tried the Center Court in Pearland?
Mm-mm.
Mike took me there. It's
a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's really good. Is it the same company?
It is, but every place is ran different, I think.
Yeah.
We go there every Friday, and after we do the podcast, and we devour 2 large pizzas.
Really? What kind of pizza?
Typically just cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese or pepperoni, and then we get these little the cheese dunkers, and we're bring an absurd amount of ranch, most amount. So then the waitresses will bring 12 things of ranches, and then we feel compelled to eat it all. So that way we don't waste it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Do you eat ranch with your pizza?
No.
You should.
Have you tried it?
I've never tried ranch. Maybe I'll try it.
Next time.
Okay.
Are you doing cheese pizza or what?
I like veggie pizza. I like mushrooms and black olives and peppers. And
wow. So like a supreme.
Yeah, I don't like the meat on it though. I don't like.
Yeah, me neither.
You're like one of those freak athletes that you don't pay attention to really what you're eating. You don't really track your mileage, but you're just a freak of nature.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like overthinking it isn't good.
Well,
have you ever met those people that just are really, really strict on their diet? They can't eat this. They can't eat that. This is tracked. They meal prep for everything.
Yeah.
Everything's tracked. They never make it.
They're successful. They're successful.
In life or whatever.
I've never met any good athlete that does that.
Really?
Ever.
I thought the people that do that are, that's consistency and that's willpower and that's discipline and all that bullcrap.
No, I've never met anybody that was a really good athlete that did that.
I guess because people fall off, right?
It's interesting that she said that.
Maybe I don't know that many athletes though.
Well, is there one that you admire that does the same thing?
A lot of the Olympic swimmers.
Really?
And runners aren't big on that, but I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just following the wrong people.
Are you thinking about trialing for the Olympics again?
For the marathon, I don't know. We'll see. I think they're going to lower the time. Last time it was 2:45. I just got under that a little bit. I think I was 2:44.29.
Wow.
That's amazing though.
And I think they're going to lower it to sub 2:40, but I don't know. I'm not real sure. Maybe.
Where do you die on them?
I'm normally pretty good for the first 18 to 20. Usually, when I qualified, I didn't die on any of them. I was real consistent and even picked it up a little at the end. The key is starting off way slower than you're comfortable running. If you start off, even if what feels kind of slow, you're still, even if what feels kind of fast, you're still going to die. You want to make the first 5 miles feel as easy as cake. But I typically will die after 21 or 22.
Yeah.
And I think that's where most people die too, like right at 22. They say that's the marathon wall.
I thought 18 was a marathon.
Some people,
It's like a range.
there's two of them. Some people do die at 18 to 19. And I kind of start feeling my legs start to feel the pounding then, but I'm not quite dead yet. I think the one where I really died was the Richmond Marathon. It was really hilly there. I started out, I really thought I was in sub 240 shape. I don't know why I thought that, but whatever was in my head, I thought I think I typed my half marathon and my 5K in one of those charts, and it said I could run under 240. So I thought I was going to run under 240. And I think my first 20, maybe even my first 18 were under 6-minute pace. It was really, really windy that day. I think it was 30-mile-per-hour winds, and it was really hilly. So I went from running like sub 6 to 9-minute pace. Like I think my last 5K was probably 28 or 29 minutes there.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Yeah.
Your body is probably like, we've never ran this this pace. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But that wind, that probably upwind and uphill. And,
yeah. And it just wears you down too.
I think the marathons are so tough. I think you would really excel at the ultras. Women are like a different animal. I think you have some type of mental, physical strength that men don't have. So I think you do really well at the ultras.
I may look into trying one eventually.
Well, DeWalter's leading the way, and she eats whatever she wants to.
Who is it?
Courtney DeWalter.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, for
she's
sure.
killing people by like days, and she eats quesadillas and Skittles and gummy worms, and
Oh, my goodness.
can go forever.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Y'all have the same diet.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she doesn't like. She was talking on the Rogan podcast. She's
Yeah.
like he was asking, thinking that she probably had some crazy diet, and she followed some strict plan, and she's like, no, I eat whatever. I like pizza. I like quesadillas. I think her thing is quesadillas, right? She eats quesadillas.
That doesn't surprise me at all, though.
That's crazy. Like a person that I think on the Moab, she beat somebody. She came in first place on the Moab 240, and she beat the second place person by was it like 15 hours or something like that?
Something like that.
20 hours.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Like this person who didn't really run a whole lot of ultras, doesn't have a whole lot of experience in the game, and eats whatever the hell she wants, beat the second place person by over 10 hours. Like that's insane.
It is insane.
and on no sleep. That was the advantage of it.
She's done stuff like 300, like close to 300-mile runs too, though.
Since then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's got to like make you much more stronger mentally than somebody that hasn't done that.
No, for sure. Yeah, she's a different human being. But I think running in particular makes you mentally stronger.
I think so too.
You think so?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It gives you like a mental edge.
I agree.
What would happen if you didn't run for a week?
I don't know.
Just explode.
I'd probably be kind of grumpy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you start noticing that if you like skip a day?
If it's a day, no, not really. Sometimes like I'll just take a day off here and there just because. But like if I take too many days off, like if I'm not injured or I've just to take them off, like I really don't take week or 2 long breaks. I remember back in high school, my coaches would always get on to me because I never took the 2-week break.
Really?
I just get too antsy and I don't know.
What's the longest you've taken a break from running?
Probably around when Sadie was born, maybe a month or so.
You were still running when you were pregnant, right?
Yeah, I ran probably every day, most days. Maybe not every day, but a lot of times I did.
That's insane.
Man.
How many miles are you doing a week?
Right now?
Yeah.
Based on the tracker thing, about 50. When I'm marathon training, I do more, but I'm not training for a marathon right now. I think marathon training, you really need to be at 70 to successfully run a good marathon. But for me right now, 50 is a good spot.
You did 200 miles in a month. Was that you had to do a challenge?
Yeah. So the city of Clute put on a challenge. They did a 50-mile challenge, 100-mile challenge, and 200-mile challenge. So 200 miles a month is about 50 miles a week, or a little bit more, give or take a little bit.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Can you only get one sweater or what?
Yeah.
She has a lot of sweaters.
I know, right?
That is a lot of miles.
It is.
You put on little clinics, right? In the community?
Yeah, sometimes.
How long you been doing that?
I don't know, just are you talking about the Tuesday run group?
Yeah, you run Tuesday night, but you also do some stuff during the day too, right?
Yeah, on occasion.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. It hadn't really panned out how I wanted to. But yeah.
It's the same group, right? What's the group called?
Brazoria County Running Community.
You have a lot of people show up to that.
Yeah, the Tuesday night we do have a lot of people. We typically will get 15 to 20 on average.
Is it a very organized thing where you're all right, we gotta do this, this, and this, and you separate pace groups and is it that crazy or?
It's not that organized. It's basically just there's the workout. You can do it. You don't have to do it. And pace how you want to pace on it. I give people suggestions though. So if we're gonna do 6-800s, I'd say try to run them at 5K pace. And if your 5K pace is 20 minutes, you'd probably want to run them in 3:20.
You probably got all those times just down.
Oh yeah. They're in my head. They're like, how do you know that? I don't know. I've been running too long.
What's your overall vision with that? What's your goal with the running club?
Oh, I just do it to help people. I don't really have a goal for it. I just kind of want to get more people involved. It's a free group. Anyone can show up. It's kind of just, a lot of people are intimidated with running. A lot of people are scared of it. They don't want to do it. It's kind of one of those safe places where people can just show up and run what they feel like and feel included.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's infectious too. And it's a free group, like you said, coming from you, learning a lot. So it's these people that can come to you and pick up a lot of deets and secrets, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much to. I don't know if anyone wants to take my advice, but
oh, I'm sure. Well, I mean, like you said, running's very scary. Just if someone's not active at all, taking the first step is a big deal for people. It's often the hardest step. So if you can, your Facebook posts are very positive. Especially when you're seeing these group of people working out and all the smiles, and then you're all sweaty and you feel accomplished. So that's a good thing you're doing.
And we have people that have been away from the sport that ran in high school that have showed back up. We've had people that have never run before that show up. And then we have just people that have run marathons all their life that never had a group to run with. So it's kind of cool. It's a wide variety of people that will come and run.
Where do you do the running at?
Usually McLean Park, but sometimes it's other places.
How would one get involved in that if they wanted to join the group?
They can either message me or follow the Brazoria County Running Community Facebook page, and I post all the workouts there. And some people don't show up; they still do the workouts though.
Nice. Are you the head coach there, or is there other people involved that are giving you a hand?
I make up all the workouts. I do all that. Some people do plan social events and stuff. But I'm more of the person that posts the workouts. There's a couple of the other ladies in the group that will give, the social suggestions. I'm like, cool. That's good. That sounds fun.
Do people come to you and I mean, I know people come to you for running, but they're at the community. Do people ask you about diet and all their stuff and running gear? How do you approach that?
It happens at least once a day.
What do you suggest for people that are asking you diet tips?
I would say just try to keep it balanced. Stick with something that you can continue doing your entire life. Don't cut anything out. Just, try to eat more vegetables and cut out junk. And try to snack on healthy things.
So what I heard from that was pizza with bell peppers.
Right? Right, yeah.
A lot of people are curious about how to, be successful. They see how successful you are with running. And I saw you started doing like questions on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like ask me anything. Are you surprised from the response you've gotten from that?
I get more responses than I thought. And I like to kind of see what people are asking and give suggestions, because a lot of people like to ask things like that, but don't really know where to start.
Yeah. Because I know when we first started, I was messaging you like, what do you do this? Because I never ran a marathon and I was training and it's kind of no man's land. I mean, you can watch YouTube and things like that, but I'd rather ask someone like detailed questions.
Yeah, I would too. You kind of are just guessing with YouTube too. Like, it's like, what did he do then? Or when did he take this?
So I can understand why you got that response, because I bombarded you with questions about like,
I love it. I love when people ask me questions like that.
Yeah, because you're an expert.
It makes me feel good.
But it's got to trip people up too, because when you respond with, if someone's like, hey, what are the best shoes? And you're like, well, I like Skechers, but I'll run in Saucony shoes and whatever on sale. Like, it's like
as long as it has laces, Velcro will work too.
Yeah.
The people are just like, tell me the shoe to buy.
Yeah. Send me a link from Amazon or whatever.
That's funny. Yeah, you have a big Instagram following with those questions. I like when you do that.
Was it Instagram? Was that wrong?
Did you say Instagram or Facebook?
I said Facebook.
It was Instagram.
You do it on Insta, right?
Yeah, I do it maybe once a week or once every other week.
Yeah. When you respond, I'm always like, okay, I gotta add that in.
Have you had some weird questions?
Yeah. Somebody asked me yesterday, I think. Some people will just mess with me. They'll ask me stupid stuff in general, but like stuff that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Or some stuff that doesn't have anything to do with running. But
do you enjoy those questions?
I think they're funny. Like, I don't really care.
What's the weirdest one you got?
I don't know, like just silly stuff sometimes. It's like
you can reword
it. Somebody asked me yesterday, this one stands out. How do I stay lean as,
lean as F?
Yeah. And I'm like, why do you ask that? I answered him too.
What did you say?
I think I told him, run more and eat less junk.
Yeah. That's your go-to, huh?
Yeah.
Eat less junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should get a shirt made with that.
I should. That's a good idea.
You could patent it. Eat less junk.
What if she was just a savage and just said like, just don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
And just left it that way. Could you imagine sweet Lauren just don't be a bitch.
Don't be a punk ass bitch.
Yeah. Right.
Pick up your game. You're lacking.
You started doing some like trips on, or not trips, but tips and tricks on YouTube, right? You have a YouTube channel where
I'm not really active in it.
You should do that more.
I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at the video thing, but it's funny. Like my last YouTube was about getting my husband back into shape. Trying to see if he could break 20 minutes in a 5K. I haven't really found any 5Ks for him to run, but he's getting closer.
Yeah.
What's he running right now?
So I don't know. He did a 4-mile run the other day at like 7:30 pace, and just like a easier run. So I think he's probably like, last time he did one was a month or so ago. He was at 22 minutes or low 22s, like 22:10 maybe. So I'd say he's got to be at 21 by now.
Yeah.
That's a good goal. I could not break 20. I'm at 20.
I thought you did
20, 24 or something. Like I just cannot. I try so hard. I don't get it. I was asking about like the pain cave for you, like with staying in those paces. Like I think I asked you like, how do you stay in the 6s? And you're like, you just do it and then you get used to it. And I was like, fair enough. So I just started running and I just like, it was horrible. And I just kept going. And then eventually I was in that pace.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Bridge running, like running hills and stuff. 200 meter sprints I noticed doing about 12 of those as hard as I can will kind of give me that pain cave feeling.
Do you like run up and then jog down, or do you run up kind of like half-ass walk down, stretch a little bit, or do you just balls out over and over again?
So with the bridge running at Surfside, I know several people that run Surfside Bridge in the area. Most people do it different than I do it. A lot of people will just I know there's a bridge loop where you go up, down, around, and you keep going. And you kind of keep a constant pace. I like to do several different ways. I like to do that where you're just keeping a constant pace. Another one I'll do is I'll run up all the way to the top as hard as I can, cross over, jog down. I'll also do that's about half a mile. I'll also measure out 400 and do that, run as hard as I can, cross over, jog down, then I'll do 200s as well. So I'll do a variety of different distances up the bridge just so you're working different muscle groups. Because if you're just running long up it, you're not getting the same thing out of it.
Right.
You're not getting like the hamstring or the quads down.
And it's good. It's better than nothing, but I think it's better to add in those shorter intervals too.
Yeah, the shorter intervals are key. When I was trying to get faster, I was just running kind of like 3 to 4 miles, but faster. And Mike was like, no, you got to mix in the intervals, like the quarter and, even shorter than a quarter. And that's when I was getting faster.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
The thing I couldn't wrap my head around, which he got more into, was running in lower zones. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't want to. I just wanted to run all the time. And he started doing that. I started doing a little bit. But
like for recovery runs going slower? Is that what you're saying?
I guess. Is that what it's called?
Well, I watched this documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
There we go.
I know. I watch a lot
run slower to run faster.
Yeah. And so like the Kenyans, they only have like one hard run a week. Every other run is like slow. But their slow, of course, is like 7:30, right? That's their slow. So my slow is like 9:30. Yeah. I noticed when I started doing that more, I actually got faster.
Yeah.
Was that what you do?
I think it helps. I know when I was in, sometimes I'll purposely run with somebody that's quite a bit slower than me just to slow myself down. And I think it helps. I feel more refreshed and I feel like I can go faster on harder days and race days if I do that.
You take an absurdly like your runs, your strides, they're so big. Like everything that I watch, you're supposed to take like little steps, like choppy steps. But you're managing to not get hurt or keep your ankles and your feet healthy by taking these long strides. Like that's isn't that like an unorthodox way of running?
I don't know. For me, that's how I've always ran, and I've had coaches try to get me to change it, and it just. Yeah. I guess once you have a habit, it's really hard to break.
Yeah, it works.
No, it worked. I mean, if something broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, is that what they, like when you went to college, did they try to change your form at all, your gait or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit. One of my coaches wanted me to take shorter, quicker steps, and it just wasn't really working out. So we kind of just chopped it and just,
Yeah. Like Mike said, it works for you.
You run like a gazelle or something, man. Like I swear, like your feet probably are like that wide. It's like you're like doing the splits in the air. There was another kid that ran around the same time, I guess right after high school, that would run just as much as you. Do you remember him?
I'm not sure who was it.
I can't remember his name. I'll never remember it probably. So, anyways, there's only two of y'all, and y'all would run around all like Jackson. But just. It's like a gazelle.
It's like your both feet are in the air, and it's like the perfect like magazine cover for a runner.
That could be your magazine cover.
Right.
Did you do any weight training in high school?
We never did weight training in high school. My high school coach wasn't real big on that. He said you get strong enough just running. So, we did swim some my senior year. We swam with we swam with our clothes and shoes on too at the
what?
Maybe it was just our clothes. Maybe not.
Was this a hippie guy or what?
Army sergeant.
Yeah.
But we did swimming in high school. We didn't really do any specific strength training, and I think that would have helped a little bit, like especially core training. And I did a little bit of that on my own, but. It wasn't really a big thing. And in college, we did a little bit of strength training too.
Are you pro stretch?
No, I don't stretch.
You don't stretch at all?
No.
I knew this answer already, but this is a controversial thing. Have you did you go on, a span of stretching for a while, then you didn't like it, or?
I did yoga. I used to do yoga some. It's just boring.
Like, I don't know how the hell, like you're supposed to like stretch, and obviously you're not supposed to. You just built like a machine. But I feel like if I stretch, I feel better.
Yeah. I don't though.
She feels worse.
I don't stretch either.
Man, maybe I shouldn't stretch.
Maybe you should.
There's people on both sides. Though. I don't know what's right, but
Yeah, I don't either.
Know.
Do you feel like since joining Grit and doing weightlifting that you've gotten stronger with running?
Yeah, definitely. Like I remember I did a 10-mile race back in January, and I had not been running as much as I should, or as much as I should have ran. It didn't take as much work to get to that time. I ran like a low 58. I beat somebody that I had not beaten in a very long time. And it wasn't like just an easy win either. It was like at mile 7, she was ahead of me for a while. At mile 7, I passed her and there was just no going back. And I put about a 45-second gap after that. And she's a very good runner too. So, the only thing I can think of that I did differently is the grit training. And I think some of the stuff is very, like, the Monday through Thursday classes are basic strength training. The Friday and Saturday, I think, have helped me get to the next level with running and stuff, with the bucket carry and the sandbag carry and the 2-hour workouts. And I think that's helped my running quite a bit.
Yeah, you're just at it all day, pretty much. So you've won some half marathons of 5Ks.
Yeah.
Do y'all, when you're at the top like that and you're actually winning these kind of races, is it a game at the end? Like I've heard, like in the Olympics, it's the first person that's going to pull off because everybody's kind of holding back at like in a marathon, everybody's kind of like holding back at like mile 20, and then they're waiting for that first person to take off. Yeah. To see, who's going to set the pace basically. Yeah.
And sometimes it is like that. It really depends on who shows up and who your competition is. Like that day, the 10-mile day was, it kind of was a game. But a lot of times it's just go out and see what you can do.
I can't imagine. I show up to race. I'm like, I hope I finish this. Yeah. And she's like, who am I beating today? How hard do I need to run?
Whenever we started running 5Ks last year or the year before in 2019, we would show up to, and you're always there, and I was like, shit, she's gonna just cream everybody.
Well, I'm not gonna win now.
Oh my god!
I was running like 9:30s and that. Remember we tried so hard when we first.
We just stood in line, and remember she would like work her way up to the front, and she's like doing her watch, and she's like, How
embarrassing.
It's crazy though.
Yeah.
Who gives you the most competition around here? Like just from when the winners, or a better question, when's the local 5K is going to start again?
I know the Firecracker 4 is happening. So with running around here, there's usually a guy and a random guy that I'm racing. And
what's his name?
I don't know. It's anybody.
We're probably gonna have that one on.
Yeah,
I know which one it is.
I don't know anyone. But with girls in the Houston area, there's a handful. There's 5 or 6 of them that have qualified for the trials. And if I go to a race in Houston, then that's typically who I'm going to be competing against.
Wow.
But locally, no one comes close. When I look at the little rankings, you're like,
I don't know. I haven't race in a 5K race. I haven't had like that kind of competition in a while, but I'm sure somebody could.
Do you get like I think the Mosquito Festival run, like do you get angry because like the high school kids are coming? Because there were some kids I didn't think could run, and they're fast, man.
No, I love racing those high school kids. I remember one time we went to the Blueberry Festival in Nacogdoches, and I didn't know this high school kid. He didn't know me, and I think he was expecting to win it. And I beat him by about 2 minutes, and I was
2 minutes.
Yeah, about 2 minutes, and I came and talked to him a little bit after, and he was just like not about talking to me after.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, so I didn't tell him, that I had been running for a long time or that I ran in college or anything. I didn't tell him any of that. So I think he just thought some random lady beat him.
You should have like really leaned in on that, like. Man, this running thing's kind of cool. I just started. Is this a 5K, 10K?
Yeah.
What is this?
What did we run today?
Yeah. I'm not tired at all.
Is there another one after? Do we do another one?
You should play with people like that.
Right.
It'd be funny.
So how much do you go to Grit, or what's your favorite workout there?
I would definitely say hands down the Saturday OCR workout. The OCR stuff I started that less than a year ago. And learning like the different obstacles is really fun to me, and it's a challenge, and I'd like to get into more Spartan races, and I haven't done too many of those. So I think it would be cool to do some more of them.
So for those who don't know, OCR is obstacle course racing. And then, so you're really into running. Now you're doing this obstacle course thing. Do you feel like obstacle course racing is kind of taking over running a little bit, or are you sharing it pretty evenly?
I don't know. I try to do both. And another thing I've gotten into is like the DECA Fit, like the fitness competition. So that's fun too. I don't know. I like it all.
What is DECA considered?
So it's 10 different like strength or functional fitness events, and then there's 500 meters of running. So it's like interval running with a little bit of strength training. And it's not like I'm not the strongest person out there, and I never will be. So it's kind of cool to add that challenge with the running. With the running, I at least can stand a chance to maybe place well in one of those events. But if it were to come down in strength, I would never win.
I smell a little bullshit. Didn't you win first place?
Well, at the DECA Fit, I did, but there was running in it. Like, if I were to do the DECA, just the strength, I wouldn't win that. I never.
Yeah, but you're getting stronger though.
Yeah,
your
definitely.
shoulders are building out now. Have you noticed that? Are you gaining weight?
I haven't really weighed myself. Like, I still feel pretty light on my feet when I'm running.
Oh.
I'm trying not to like build too much muscle, so I don't go to a lot of the Monday through Thursday classes just because it's a lot of basic strength training, and I don't want to like overly bulk, you know.
I don't get too big, huh?
Yeah, right.
That's funny.
That's what we're wondering. We're wondering if like, adding the muscle would affect your running negatively, but it sounded like when we asked you earlier, you were beating people that you hadn't beaten in a while.
Yeah. And maybe it helps. I don't know.
Maybe, because if you build your arms, I mean, that helps. That's like a certain percentage of your running, right?
Yeah,
like
it really
the arm
is.
swings.
And, you know, if I'm really marathon training, my arms will probably get like this small too.
Gosh. You're burning so many calories a week.
Yeah.
So are you eating more that you're working out more? Have you noticed that?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't really track
just
it.
Pizza, man.
Yeah,
Straight
just pizza.
Pizza and wine.
Yeah, you're doing those crazy workouts, those monkey bars and the ropes. You can do the ropes now, right?
I've always been able to do the rope
you've always
climb and the rings and the monkey bars. Some of the ones that I like, a lot of the harder ones I haven't been able, like I learned some of them, and that's really cool. Like the stairway is something that I've learned, and the high monkey bars, like the incline monkey bars and stuff. But like I could come in and be able to do the rope climb or the rings or, you know, the monkey. That's easy for me, or the wall climb, just because I've never like not been active, and I feel like it comes easier that way. But some of the more difficult technical ones are things that I've had to learn.
Yeah, the hard ones, man. Because I stay after class sometimes and do some of the stuff, but like the pegboard is hard. And
I'm not very good at that one yet. I'm still learning that one.
I got like 3 moves.
That's good though.
And I like ripped my hand, and I was like, all right. And then the other one was I can never remember the name. Is where you put the pegs into the monkey bars.
Yeah, I can't do that. It's the Gibbons.
Yeah, I can never remember that name.
I can't do that one. I come close to doing that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they do that one.
Chris showed me it one day, and she like was holding in her hand with like 2 fingers. And she's like, you just gotta, she would like find it, and then she's like, all right, you put it in.
She's like a different animal though.
Yeah, we're like,
how do you
some
of
even
the
do
stuff
that?
she does, I'm like, how do you
shaking.
do that?
I'm shaking, like hoping if I miss, like I'm on the floor. But she's like, just, all right, I got it in.
And she's like, it's so easy.
Yeah.
No, like it's really cool because it's just like, I'm like in awe sometimes. Like, how does she do that? It's amazing.
We see you as like the equivalent, like you're the the top runner, and she's like the top obstacle course racer, and in the area. And it's like, we were really wondering, like when you started grit and stuff, you're already like getting like 3rd place in Spartans and stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't you get 3rd place?
I got 3rd in San Antonio.
Yeah. So for y'all both to come to grit, it's kind of building this like little like a power group of girls that are like, going to take the podium.
Yeah. And we've got some more that are on the pro team that are good, that just don't live in the area too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have another girl?
We have several girls that are, one of the girls that's really good is Megan, and she's from like Dallas. She's more of like a strength CrossFit type girl though. So that's kind of a combination of both of them.
That'd be really cool to get to the point where y'all take, the whole podium.
Just a sweep,
first
right?
through third, and y'all are all up there in your grit shirts. I think that should be a goal because y'all have
And we've done it before, and one of the events we did a sweep like that.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think it was the Foundry event. I got third. Chris got second, and Megan got first. Wow. And we were going back and forth the whole time too. The run. There was some stuff with running in it, and I would take those. Like anything with running, I would win those. Chris would be in the running stuff. She would be up there next, and was just consistent. And she's way stronger than me, so she took second. And then Megan would just dominate some of the strength events too. So she took first, and she's not as fast as Chris, but she would beat the other people in the running stuff.
It's funny. Y'all both have y'all's little niche. Like you have these wide, long strides.
Yeah.
That no one else has. I've never seen anyone run like you.
Yeah.
And then Chris has these like gigantic hands that can like wrap around wrap around the monkey bars twice. She has these big feet. I'm not describing it very good, huh? No, but it helps her in all those events.
I would think you'd be able to grip better too. That's like, it's awesome. Like it's.
To be fair, she mentioned all that stuff.
What's that?
The hands and the feet.
Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, you're worried that... Well, no, it's a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Yeah.
I imagine if y'all were racing, it's just like a constant shift. Like you get to the running, you kind of catch up, and then she gets the obstacle course, and she, gets
That's
ahead.
actually what happened when we raced Spartan. Like I pulled away for a while on the running, and then we got to some of the bars and stuff, and she goes through them so fast. Yeah. And it's really cool to watch. Like how do you even do it? Like I can do all the stuff. I'm not fast at it yet. And it's just really cool to see somebody move through everything like so fast. I'm like, how? Like, I don't know. It's phenomenal.
Do you think you're going to favor the more of the DECA competitions rather than the obstacle course racing?
I don't know. I like all of it. I think I can get better at it. Like I haven't been doing it very long, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And I think if I get into more of that, I think I can reach a higher level because I think I can reach a higher level in that than running because there's just so many good runners, and obstacle course racing is kind of new. So I think I could go and, easily be top 10 in the nation with obstacle course racing just because there's not as many people in it than running. Like I might be like the 500th best marathon racer. I don't know. It's different. Like running's just a more popular sport.
That's a good point. I mean, it's probably fun because it's more dynamic too.
Yeah.
You're doing other things, and running can kind of be boring.
Yeah, I agree.
But
also when you reach a high level in running, like when you reach like to the point where you're even past the trials level, like when you're getting down to like sub 2:30 in the marathon, you start to see a lot of like drug problems and drug cheating. So it kind of makes it not as much fun. And I haven't really seen that in obstacle course racing, which kind of brings a breath of fresh air in that because like drug cheating is a huge problem with distance running.
Is that the blood doping?
Yeah, the blood doping and different stuff that, you hear about it and it's like, wow, I never would have thought they would be doing that. Or you see them getting busted and it's like, wow, I know. And it's usually people from like Russia and stuff like that. But
it's correlated to prize money though, right? Like if there's no prize money involved, there's no, those people that are, taking steroids or blood doping aren't going to come in because they're not going to win any money, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I know even some people that I knew locally, like I've found out like in their career, they drug cheat and you kind of lose respect.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of ruins the sport too, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You go into these races, you don't know who's cheating. I did one recently in Tyler and, there's some people that ran some ridiculous times and it was really hilly and it's like, there's no way, but I don't want to call anybody out.
Let's hear the names. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
What do they rhyme with?
Right? But yeah, I haven't seen anything like that in obstacle course racing. And I think it's one of those kind of like running. It's like, I put a lot into getting better at a lot of that stuff and you get out what you put in. Like I've gone to most of the Saturday classes and a lot of the obstacle course racing is just kind of tricky though, because you have to get good at trail running, and you have to get good at, gripping like wet monkey bars and stuff like that. So it's just a puzzle to me.
There's more longevity too in OCR racing than marathon training.
Yeah.
That just breaks down your body.
Yeah, it really does.
Are you concerned, like, from a long-term perspective of what running is going to do to your knees or anything like that?
No.
Do you know anyone that's older that runs? I'm not just a little older. Do you know anyone in their 60s that have ran their entire life like you have?
I think so. Yeah.
Are they dealing with pain or knee problems or anything like that?
No.
She has a strong opinion about this.
Yeah, well, because my family is like, you don't need to be running that much because that's bad for you. But I'm kind of of the mindset of, well, if I don't run, then it's going to be bad for me if I start running later. Is that kind of what you think?
I'm the same. Yeah. Like, people just don't know. Like, I think the knee problems don't even have anything to do with running. I think people are holding too much weight. They're not designed they're not at the body type they should have. Like, some people like just are way too heavy than they should be, and it just puts more pounding on the knees. Yeah. That's what I think, though.
No, I think so too. I think
I don't think it has to do with running. I don't think it has. I mean, maybe if you were like lifting way heavier than you should, I think that could possibly hurt your knees. But if you're just running with awful form. Yeah. But
I think there's something to road running. I think a lot of road running is probably not good for you.
Yeah.
Like, maybe trail running is probably a lot better.
Yeah. And I haven't seen a ton of injuries with trail running. I have seen a lot of like stress fractures and stuff with runners that I've competed against in road racing. Yeah. But I don't know a whole lot of trail runners though either. So I don't know where that opinion's coming from. But I mean,
well, you said you want to get more into trail running. Do you think it feels better to do that, or it's just being in nature? Or?
I don't know. We don't have that many trails here, so the only trail running I've done is like stuff in the Spartan race, and then I did the Grit Ultra last January. But I'm definitely afraid of snakes too, so that's kind of what keeps me away from trail running by myself.
That's a real thing. There's people that have been bit. Luckily they're not by themselves, like you said.
I wish I wasn't afraid of snakes.
Is that the one thing that you're afraid of?
Snakes, yes.
What about spiders? Not spiders?
I don't care. I can, really? No, I'm not afraid of spiders. Just
you can
snakes.
Grab a snake and whip it, but spiders, they got 8 legs.
Yeah.
Freaking.
I've seen some snakes back in the woods.
At McLean.
Yeah, but they're little grass snakes. Have you seen a big snake out there?
No, but when I was running last week, I was pushing Sadie, and there was a huge snake just on the side, like on the sidewalk, and it was scary.
What'd you do? Did you pick up the stroller?
No, I jumped out of the way.
There's gonna be some trails at McLean. There's a bike trail going up there.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I'm really looking forward to that.
One of our buddies, he's into biking, mountain biking, and I think it's gonna be like 11 or 12 miles of biking and running trails in there. So that'll be good.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's exciting.
What's the longest you've ran before?
And the longest, probably the marathon, 26.2. Or
really?
They make the course a little longer too, so it's more like 26.4.
Is it really?
Yeah, or 26.5.
Well, now I'm pissed.
Right? It's annoying. You get to 26.2 and you still have like a quarter of a mile to go. It's like, what is this?
Well, what's worse is if you stop and you didn't get the mileage.
Right?
That's probably that's the worst of the two.
Yeah, for
you get to and you're like, crap, you just finish the race and you're like, I've had to do that 5Ks. I didn't get the 5K.
I've
and
done
I'm like,
that before.
And I have to run in the parking lot.
That's happened to me before.
Well, my speed.
Did you run the Grit? Grit put on like an ultra race, right?
Yeah, I did the ultra. It was like I did the relay with 2 other friends.
How many miles was that?
It's 100 mile. No, yeah, I had 3 other friends. I did it with four people. It was 100 miles, but our team only made it to like 91. We had one of our girls get lost on course. She was I was gonna finish it out. I had, I think, 2 loops. There was like 8 miles left, and I was supposed to do them, but our last girl somehow got lost on course or something spooked her, and she just wasn't able to finish. So we got to like mile 92 or 90, and we had 10 to go and didn't make it.
Wow.
Dang.
That's a lot of miles.
Yeah,
too.
It is a lot. And I think that day, I ran like close it was a 2-day event. I think I ran like 20-ish miles or so. Like I didn't feel sore after. I didn't feel like I ran a whole lot. Especially I didn't do my last 2 legs either. So everyone else did all these miles and I was supposed to finish it out and I never did. So I was a little more fresh.
How were they split up? How were the legs?
We just did, some people did relays would do back-to-back legs. I did a couple of the back-to-back legs just because I didn't mind it. But we would go one person, then the next, and the next, and then just kind of break it up like that.
Well, how many miles? It didn't matter. Like you could run as many as you want.
It was 4 point. Each loop was 4 point something. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was maybe 4 point. I'll just say 4.2. So, the 3 other people on my team, I think I was the last leg. So we had someone run 4.2, then another person run it, then another person, then me, then do that same order again. And I think one of our girls was afraid to run in the dark. So I did a few of the back-to-back legs at night, and then she was going to do the morning legs. So we kind of split it up like that. We kind of were flexible with each other's preferences.
That's good. It was raining too, right? Is that the one that Kenny was talking about?
It's always raining out there.
It was so nasty, like, ugh. And the water was like to my chin or something. And I heard it got even higher after I ran.
To your chin, like he mentioned that. Is that normally a trail where that water is?
No, I've never seen
You always have to swim out.
I've never seen a trail do that before. Like I've never seen that on any trail ever. So I think it just floods really bad out there. And it's a nice trail too. Like I think it'd be a lot of fun to run if it was dry.
Yeah.
They need to pick a different time. Because
right.
Everybody I hear runs that, and like in multiple years, it's always flooded out.
Yeah.
And muddy, and your shoes come off.
I know. Mine, actually, I fell several times just from not knowing how to run in that stuff.
Because your foot wouldn't come back to you, right?
Right? Yeah.
What's that bike trail, Sam Brooks or...
Jack Brooks.
Jack Brooks.
I've been out there before too.
That one's a good one.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Yeah.
Does it kill you?
It's hard. It's hard for sure. I haven't done it since like 2017. It's muddy out there too. Like when I went out there, it was muddy. I went with my husband. We played disc golf and we ran some after too, but it was just like really bad mud. It's a tough technical trail too, but we lost all our discs too. So never found them.
During y'all's disc golf game?
Yeah.
Wow.
That one's good because they got all those tree stumps, those branches that are, so you have to, like you said, it's technical. You got to run on top of them. Do you do the ones that go straight down? Like the hills?
I like to. Yeah. I think they're fun.
We run with Mike's, I guess he's my friend too.
Yeah.
You could say it.
But he's an ultra runner.
Yeah.
But he's an ultra runner that just paces his friend.
Yeah.
So he doesn't actually do the race, but he paces his friend.
So he like does it, but doesn't do it.
Yeah. But he's a freak of nature. So he'll do, I think he was telling us a story. Like there was a 200-mile race. He ran like 170. It was Moab.
Oh,
so
wow.
he ran like almost the entire race. He took us out there to Jack Brooks.
Yeah.
And watching him like do that technical stuff is like watching you run, but different. Like the way he takes those steep inclines is just, it's breathtaking.
Got the quick feet.
I've seen people like that before, and it is awesome to watch.
It's everything. There's levels to everything too. You know.
Yeah.
You're coming from the running world, kind of on the top, going the OCR. You're doing great at the OCR. I mean, you got that third place, and you're working your way up, and you've only been doing it for a year, so that's crazy. And then the DECA is another thing you have to learn, and people are like on top at. So
yeah,
I'm surprised. Have you ever thought about doing Ironmans?
No, that's too much, too long. I get distracted easy and get bored, and I think that would just be too much. Like a marathon running and that much swimming and that much biking. I think just thinking about that makes me crazy.
Yeah, do you follow the Iron Cowboy? What's his real name?
I don't know.
He's I don't know what his real name is, but he's doing 100 Ironmans back to back, and he's he's on. You need a.
Yeah, I'll have to find him.
He's on Instagram. He's on day 96 today.
Wow.
So he's almost done. 100 freaking Ironmans
a day.
Crazy. Yeah, for 100 like back to back.
Oh my gosh, how does it, like? I feel like, oh my gosh, I cannot even imagine.
That's
crazy.
There's another documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Where he did 20. No, he did all 50 states back to back.
I think I might have seen him on YouTube before.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple of years back. But I'm really not. like the name doesn't ring a bell. I'll have to go and follow him to see if it's the same guy.
He's a freak of nature.
That's awesome though. Like it's mind blowing to me. Like that kind of thing, doing a marathon every day or even doing an Ironman, that kind of stuff is just like insane.
Yeah.
People like flock to those
Yeah.
challenges, like something a day or something
Yeah.
for a month or something in each state. People do those 5Ks
Yeah.
in each state or
Yeah.
marathons. So
It's cool though.
you have to be strategic too on like
Yeah.
how you get to each state every day and how you
I
get
know,
to
right?
the race, and not to mention sleep. And it's like that's almost more impressive than running the races.
It really is.
Yeah, the coordination.
So what's next for Lauren Stroud? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Oh gosh, I don't know. My next 2 events are the Spartan Stadium in Dallas, June 19th. I think a lot of people from Grit are going to do that one. And it's in the stadium, so you're going upstairs and all that, and you're doing different functional events. You've got the obstacles. So that's the 19th. And then I got invited to do Deca Fit in Jacksonville. So the trip is paid for and everything by Deca Fit. So I'm going to do that one.
What?
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty cool.
That one, June 26th in Jacksonville. So those are my next 2 events. In 5 years, I don't know. That's too far away.
Yeah, what the hell?
Dumb question.
Well, what about races? Are you going to do any running races?
The Firecracker 4 in Lake Jackson, 4th of July, but that's as far as I've looked. I have very short-term goals. I've never thought about long-term goals, and I probably should.
No, don't. It's obviously working for you.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a long time. Maybe we should do a year.
Yeah, in a year.
I don't know. That's
Well,
too
you want to
far.
be a teacher, right?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm hoping to be done this summer. I'd like to get a teaching job this school year, but I don't know if that'll happen or not. The program I'm doing is extremely boring.
I'm seeing a trend here.
And it's very hard to get motivated to finish it. I don't have much left to do though. Like once I do that, I'll have to study for the test. And I set my goal to finish by July. So I have some cracking down to do.
Has anybody beat your record, the stroller half marathon?
Somebody has last year, but for whatever reason it didn't get approved, and I'm not sure why. I don't know why it didn't get approved, but she ran a little bit faster, so it's still in the Guinness records though.
So would that be something you want to defend if they document it?
Maybe. I don't know.
That could be another thing too. That's an awesome story. You beat the people who are running too, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, with the stroller.
When did you do that? How old was Sadie when you did that?
She was only 8 months old, so that was back April of 2019, I think.
Do people get nasty about like if you win and you have a stroller? Like they're like, well, if she gets tired, she can just lean on the stroller, or it makes her faster.
It does not make you faster.
I know that, but is there people like
No.
there's always somebody. What is it? A Karen?
Yeah.
There's somebody that's gonna like cause a ruckus.
I haven't seen that with the stroller. If they were to say that with the stroller, I'd say, here, you push it. We'll see what you can do.
You should put a little board on the bottom so you can kick it a couple times, just kind of stand.
Right.
Then you'll have a Karen, but don't do that. Don't do that.
That's funny.
That would be funny, though. If I did, I would tell them to push it and see.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Like, it really is. And it slows you down. Like, if I don't, it's like the past couple weeks I've ran with it quite a bit. And if I don't run with it, I'm like, man, this feels easy
Feels
today.
light?
Yeah.
Do you start leaning like forward
Sometimes,
right after?
yeah. So,
Damn. And what were the splits on that? Like basically, what were the splits?
I actually have them on my app. We ran 122. I started a little fast.
122?
Yeah,
Oh
Gosh.
my gosh.
I think we started around 6 flat. I think my first several miles were 6 flat. We did hit a headwind, and that's really difficult with this stroller. Around mile 10, we hit a headwind.
I like how she's like, like y'all are on a boat or something.
I know,
right?
Ocean.
It was probably, I want to say, it felt about 25. It was really windy that day. We got a front. It was in April. So those 2 miles, it felt like a 20-mile headwind. Maybe not that much.
It was a dark November day.
Right. It was difficult, though. And then we had 2 miles that were like 640s because of that. And then we were able to pick it back up and
Almost like a high school coach,
I know,
too.
yeah.
Just kind of mixture.
Yeah.
But we got them. You know, it's a good game.
Were you strategic with the stroller? Like, or did you just, it's whatever one that someone gave you? Or were you like, I need to get this stroller to beat this time?
Actually, it wasn't more that. It was like, so my sister-in-law gave me a stroller. It was a Bob brand. And it kind of like, I used it for a while and it kind of started feeling dangerous. It kind of started feeling dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yeah, like.
Was it souped up or what?
The wheel would shift to the side and it would like, you'd push and almost like feel like you were going to flip over. Of course it wasn't. So I was like, I've got to look for a different stroller. I have a friend from the Houston area that has a lot of the male records. And I was asking him about the stroller and what he thought. And he has the Fuel. He actually does ultras too. But I decided to get the Fuel, and it was first few runs with it felt awesome. So I still push her in that same stroller. And then, you know, we just decide. I think I did a 5K a couple of weeks before just to see if I like could even come close. But I've only done 2 races pushing the stroller.
That's awesome. How does she do on the runs?
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah.
She likes to look at people's dogs. Like a small dog it doesn't matter if it's like a 15-year-old dog. If it's a small dog, she said that's a baby dog. If it's a medium-sized dog, that's a mama dog. If it's a large dog, it's a daddy dog.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how old they are.
That's what I think. Is that wrong? Is that wrong?
No, I think you're right.
You should make a little cutout so you can get her little legs down there and pick up the speed a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
She can help you.
That's what you
Right?
just quit teaching and make these performance strollers for running.
That's what you
I
should
know. I should.
The Lauren stroller 5000. You got to put a big number on it.
Right?
Makes it more official.
do. So do you bike at all? Or no biking?
I haven't in a long time, but I do have a bike.
What kind of bike?
I don't know, like a beach cruiser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a super quick beach cruiser.
Yeah, it's a pink, like Barbie looking bike.
It's the same one you got.
Yeah.
Y'all
No
get it.
way.
We should ride together.
Yeah.
You don't have a Barbie bike.
It has
do
a
you?
bell, right?
Really?
The
Yeah,
bell and the
mine has
basket?
a bell
Yeah, same
and a
as John.
basket.
Same as John.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he likes. Don't knock
No
him.
way.
No, I don't have one of those.
It's close though.
I believed you for a second.
So what is your Instagram or your Facebook so people can follow? Yeah, shout out so you got the running club and then your personal Facebook and your Instagram.
Okay, so my personal Facebook is just Lauren Smith Stroud. My running group is Brazoria County Running Community. So if you go and like that, you can see all the workouts. And then my Instagram is LaurRun123. So LAURUN 123.
I see what you did there.
I've never known that.
Yeah,
Well, that's pretty cool.
How did you not know
I
that?
just said Lauren.
that's funny. You thought that's how I spelled my name.
I didn't look at it that close, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tricky.
Well,
Tricky.
Lauren, thank you for coming on. It's been fun. And maybe we'll do it again.
Okay, thanks for having me on.
Definitely.